This was made 9 hours ago, so this is actually quite new. So let's see what he has to say. So the best new manga I've read.
I've been reading a lot as of recently. A lot of manga, manhwas, webtoons, anything and everything really. It has been a fun time. Perhaps I'm just seeking something that is different, that has a bit of substance that I haven't felt for a while. You know what I mean? You ever felt that way? Kind of want to experience something new and refreshing or revolutionary. And I know that's easier said than done. I know that's hard to come by because everything and everything has been told in pretty much every single way ever. But sometimes you get small bits and pieces of things that are just really enjoyable, that are really satisfying to dig your teeth into, whether it be the story itself, whether it be the writing, whether it be the characters, whether it be the mystery or the theory crafting or the lore, anything. Really. I've been searching, trying to itch that craving. So today I have 3 stories that itch certain aspects. Not all, they don't fulfill my desire for that, but they do give, and they give quite generously. The first story I have for you is called No Name. You've probably heard about this. Kind of the talk of the town for the past couple of months, and for good reason. This story is created by the Cyberpunk Edge Runners creator, so quite a track record. Originally, it was posted as an amateur one-shot, it won an award, and now it has a full serialization. Very good. If you want to know what this story is about, let me give you bullet points. The No Name title is quite literal. Basically, everybody that has a name is associated with a power. Whatever name you get is what power you get. The naming system, however, is controlled by the government, so you don't get to choose what type of name you get. You don't suddenly become a god. However, there are people and the mystery surrounding the story that don't actually have a name. So the 2 characters that we follow are basically FBI agents for a no-name policing system. They go around making sure things are in order for the naming system and investigate a whole bunch of different things. So far, I've been really enjoying it. It's very context heavy.
Very, very interesting to hear this. Very interesting. The hell?
At the beginning, it reads different to the typical weekly Shonen Jump, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever, simply because it isn't that. It's front-loaded with a ton of information, a ton of different ideas, but it's still entertaining enough to pique your curiosity. I really enjoy the mystery that they're currently building, and it's scratching my itch for a detective story. Something that is sinister and brewing and overarching and really complex and just spirals out of control into a multitude of different directions. That's what it seems like it's playing up to be. I'm also curious about the naming system and the abilities that are attached to those names, how complex or crazy or critical it could actually get, as well as the slow burn world building that's currently taking place. Everything is wrapping together nicely, and I understand it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but if it is, it's a sweet one. You're going to enjoy it. So far, it might be a bit early, but I think it has a bright future. Not for perhaps the general audience, but a big group of people that are looking for something that could be incredibly compelling. Time will tell us, but I do think it's left a pretty good impression. The second story here, Galaxias. This is going to be interesting because I know a lot of people have seen images for this story, but perhaps haven't read it. This is a brand new weekly story from Kodansha, same place where Blue Lock is posted, and I unironically think they have a gem on their hands. I've seen people talk about this story in a really negative way. They're not really vibing with it, that it feels old and weird and samey and nothing realistically new, but funny enough, I find that to be the charm of it. This, for me, gives early One Piece, early Hunter x Hunter mixed with fairy tale. That sounds like a really absurd combination, good bad, depending on your perspective, but I think it's very entertaining. What it gives is this massive adventure vibe, a bigger than life story. We're going on an adventure. There's a big mystery here, but the grandness of it all feels really, really nice.
I tell you something, the meme with Shrek looking up with that face is such a gooner face, it's not even funny. It is so overused, but it's so perfectly done. Every time when I see that meme, I just think the most vile thing that might be applied to this. Like whatever he's trying to say. Well, it doesn't mean him, but just anytime anyone uses that, it's such a meme that is just like it really captures where the fuck
Right,
is being applied.
LOL. LOL.
Jesus Christ.
However, it's prompt with really simple ideas that you can sink your teeth into when it comes to depth. How much do they want to play into it? How much do they want to reveal? How much do they want to grow the idea further? You have two characters, one normal human, the other is a dragon, or a half dragon, or a dragon folk is what they call them. This is represented by a dragon tail. That's it. Very simple design, very easy to handle. Every dragon folk have different abilities. So one might be steel, one might be poison, one might be space-time manipulation, Astel, one might be Placidusax, who knows? But the world rotates around these dragons. There's a dragon kingdom, there's a dragon king, there's a mysterious vigilante called Ruri Hobbs, and a brief timeline that the dragon kingdom is trying to erase, giving Void Century. It's playful, it's charming, it's got the kind of heart or soul, companionship, friendship nature of early fairy tale, not to the extreme that it does it. And then the One Piece Hunter x Hunter is the adventure, the grand opening, even a bit of the character design. It feels oddly familiar, oddly safe, but compelling enough to want to keep reading it. It might not sound the most entertaining, but I think this is more of an experience that you either really enjoy and really like, or you just don't
Why every time you don't overuse that one is from him? He's the only one I see use that constantly with the two black guys who are up in their face, intimidating each other in such a way.
And pretty obvious, like, oh, of course, if I'm not gonna like it, I'm not gonna read it. Yeah, of course. What I mean is that me explaining it to you might not do it justice. This is one of those stories that it will scratch an itch if you're looking for it. This is one of those stories that you might not know you like until you kind of sit down and read it for yourself, to get charmed over by the will of Mikola. Now, we have the third and final story. The most dramatic, the most messed up, the most crazy story in this list. You see, so far, very tame, very standard, very approachable. Pretty much anyone can read them. This is going to be more for a smaller audience, more so because it's disturbing, a bit gruesome. This story is called Mad. I really like it, and originally I didn't think I would. See, the way this story opens is really standard, like
I know.
dog standard. Okay, aliens, desolate planet, humans trying to survive and struggling to do so, they get obliterated, yada yada, standard stuff. I wasn't all too interested. Artistically, it kind of reminds me of like facial expression Chainsaw Man, overall kind of JJK with Akatami. That's a weird blend, but you get used to it very quickly and actually pays off really well. There's kind of a grime, rustic, chaotic kind of essence to it. Really makes no sense with the describing words that I gave it, but I guess if you do read it, you'll see what I'm talking about. That the chaoticness of the line work, the instability of it, stuff that's very scribbly and kind of thrown together with purpose, with intent, mind you, kind of works in its disgusting quote-unquote favor. Again, the beginning, it's okay. The juice, however, comes right after it. See, I love me an alien story. I love Alien. I love monsters. I love the idea of that conflicting with humanity, whether it be some sort of survival story, whether it be human monster hybrid type situation, whatever. If it's got some sort of alien creature within it and it's trying to tell a bigger story, I'm for it. This is one of those times. So quickly it goes from being just like a pretty standard survival alien story to human nature. Thinking about the human race, thinking about evolution, thinking about hybridization, the conflict of man. This sounds very melodramatic, right? But there's a sense of severity and disgustingness within this story with the innocence of the main character. See, he's just a guy. I mean, his name's John. Shout out to all the Johns out there. I'm sorry. But he is just a fella trying to survive in this world. He lost everyone that's close to him. He sees visions of his dead sister. That sucks. That's sad. I'm sorry. And then you find a compound that's like, oh my god, finally we're free from these aliens ripping us apart that we can't even defend ourselves against. We can actually breathe a little bit. And then this compound is sinister. This compound is scary. This compound is pushing the idea of humanity forward, but in the worst way possible. It's creepy. And that is the juice. Creepiness, the eeriness, the unknown, the mystery. Honestly, it gives...
Bro, just tell us what the fuck!
a tiny bit, a pinch of early Attack on Titan, and if it plays into those elements, the unknown, the unpredictable outcome that's currently building, you can have something very special on your hands. What starts off as just being straight alien invasion could turn into something incredible. And it already has the footnotes of it. I can't give you the detail of what those footnotes are as much as I'd love to explain it and spoil it, but I don't want to spoil it. Simply. It's only 6 chapters anyway, so you can go and read it for yourself. You'll catch up in no time. It's worth it. All of these stories here, I think, are worth it. Whether it's No Name, whether it's Galaxius, whether it's Mad, there's variety here. There's entertainment, there's enjoyment to be had. If you've read any of these stories, I would love to hear your thoughts on them. If you haven't, what seems interesting to you? What would you want to read out of these 3? Let me know.
I'm still in the mood to draw. And Erin, I'm pretty sure, is dealing with her boyfriend now because we can't look for worlds now. So I'm gonna go a little extra of the mile here. Let's see.
Samurai. I can't with these clips faced with tears
I know, it's like
with tears of joy, faced with tears of joy.
Like the clips are like not helping. To a certain extent. Like, subscribe, share, follow, comment. This was Sufferance with his videos. I love his videos, and the gifs that he uses. It's just like after a while of watching him, I watch him for a while now, but like sometimes when you're paying attention to the videos, it's just like I know he's trying to sound serious, but I can't take it serious when he's using all these memes, and then, like some of them are just really funny, like the Shrek one or the one with the 2 black guys are just staring each other's eyes. That shit's funny as shit. Oh, that's funny. All right, so let's see. Let's look for another one. But with that said, like, share, comment, see you guys in the next one, and follow Sufferance if you can.